Good afternoon, everyone. Recalled ground beef, all that's doing is creating demand destruction. There's no confirmed reports, but maybe it could be. It's all about saving the food wastage across the United States. Look at these numbers. We're going into a food crisis. Makes sense. Consolidation of corporate power. World's largest shipping containers arrive. There's not going to be a bunch of smaller ones anymore. It's going to consolidate. And Walmart partnering with Shopify to expand web business. They know 2.0 is coming. Seems the giant corporations got the memo far before the rest of us. What will the U.S. dollar look like once we tally up all the debt accumulated in this never-ending money printing fest by the Fed and all the central banks globally? Did you know it took nearly 8 years for the markets to recover after the 2008 housing bubble crash? Do you have 8 years to wait for the next recovery? With this much inflation on the way, only one investment stands out: gold. Patriot Gold Group has no fee-for-life IRAs where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or silver. At Patriot, you work directly with an owner and avoid paying absurd broker fees. Call today or request a free investment kit. PatriotGoldGroup.com. The link's in the description box below. And those of you supporting me on Patreon, please check out the Planetary Alignment in 2024 and the Dansgaard-Oshker cycle overlap and what we can expect moving forward from this point. That video is already up live in Vimeo. Just click in the post section and let me know what you think about the longer term cycles. It is about controlling the food around you with your own solutions. Patreon.com/Adapt2030. And with all the bizarre headlines around us about food, the question I need to ask is, do you think it's a four-step to conserve and stretch the world's food supply? Closing all schools, universities, cafeterias, offices, restaurants, and hotels, catering, food and beverage. We save at least 20% of food wastage across the planet by doing this. The economy was going to collapse anyway because it does every single grand solar minimum. So why try to save something that couldn't be saved anyway? Governments need to work in conjunction to take away your demand. And here's a very good example. Ground beef recalled. E. coli concerns. Now, this is one of the biggest retailers in the United States here, Walmart, well, globally as well. May be contaminated. Nothing happened. Nobody ate it. Nobody got sick. But all the maybes, coulda, couldas. But how much reduction in demand did this single news story reduce out of your want or other people's want to buy ground beef? Remember, there was a ground beef shortage and prices were climbing up. $8.99 a pound, $10.99 a pound, $12.99 a pound for ground beef. That's inconvenient for the public to see. Now, the demand is suddenly aligning with supply again. Magic how that happened. And since there are food shortages and inflation expected, I wanted to jump in here with how much food waste there is. So on the entire planet here, when we're looking at how much cereals and grains were grown, 30% of those are wasted or never eaten, gone bad, people throw it away. 45% of fruits. We got the oil seeds, legumes, different beans, 20% of that's wasted. Roots and tubers are more like your potatoes, carrots. The dairy, 20% of all dairy produced gets wasted. Even more now because the USDA's facilities were full and they were making the farmers dump the milk. So that's going to go well up above 20%. But then, of course, seafoods, because if it is not refrigerated properly, it goes bad really quick. And then 20% of the meat. So think about how we could start to save an enormous amount of food if we all ate at home and didn't go to restaurants anymore. Oh, wait, that just happened, didn't it? But more statistics here for you. The average American throws away between 209 and 254 pounds of food every year. Now, a lot of this is because, they buy something, take it home, put it in the fridge, but then go out to eat, maybe go to a meeting, go to some other outside venue, and then when they came home and it's been a week and they've been out almost every night, they're like, oh, this thing's in the fridge, throw it away. And specifically in the United States, 30 to 50% of all food purchased in the supermarket is tossed away. Enter the forced step to conserve and stretch the food supply. Now think about this. What I just described to you, people go out. They go to different catered events. They would go to a university, maybe eat lunch there, go out to a restaurant, a hotel, whatever it would be. They would come home. That food is wasted in their fridge. close all the schools, all the unis, cafeterias, offices, food and beverage, restaurants, hotels, catering, we could absolutely save at least 20 to 30% of all food wasted in this country. Perhaps it is a forced step to conserve. Another 4 steps, whether you like it or not, is going to be forcing you to purchase almost everything online. Interesting how Shopify and Walmart are now coming together. A surge in online shopping. Oh, wait, food deliveries with Amazon too. Oh, they're so prophetic. Crystal ball all around for the big corporate entities. I guess the general populace gets a blindfold instead. And with the consolidation, we're going to be running less routes, and you see that with the airlines already. Shipping traffic as well. World's largest shipping container arrives. It's stopping in multiple ports, delivering, reshuffling cargo. So I bet we go down to just a few of these giant container ships versus what we used to have of ships coming in daily from around the planet, all different continents, trading until the giant, massive goods delivery vessel arrives. Checks all the boxes for the Green New Deal as well. But who's getting the raw deal in the Green Deal? While the consolidation of corporate interests continues, crowds gathering to witness the huge alligators departing China, South Korea, Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, UK. How many deliveries? It's almost like the Pony Express moving across the oceans, just bigger. And the consolidation is going to continue. Look for the rail lines as well. So now we got air travel, shipping traffic, railways, all consolidating, food deliveries, online ordering, just into the hands of literally a couple multinational corporations to control everything that moves on this planet. Everything. And a little nugget here, if anybody's out there shopping for used cars, plunge in demand. Just like we saw in 2008-9 financial crisis, this is going to continue lower through June. Rental car companies liquidating entire fleets. So almost every analyst out there is saying that this number is going to drop well below what we saw in 2009-10 financial crisis. Just wait a few more months. Every car that's going to be out there on the used market should be substantially less than it is today. And speaking of repeating cycles, let's jump back to Europe. Circa 1700. End of the grand solar minimum. People were angry there wasn't enough food. Enter 2020. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video, and I'll see you next time. You can check me out on Patreon /Adapt2030.